Is a high recommendation for me for someone wanting to get into the RC tanking world with a very popular subject matter, a near limitless upgrade path, and overall driving fun. Welcome back, tankers. In today's video we're looking at the venerable Tiger 1. This is Heng Long's very first 1/16 scale tank many years ago, and it's been updated all new for 2020. As an RTR derives straight out of the box, we simply need to add 6AA batteries to the transmitter and we're off to the races. Plug in the included 2S 1800 mAh battery, and we notice that one of those very first changes is the hatch now opens to allow us to access the power on and off switch instead of having to reach underneath the tank. Conducting a very quick 2-minute test drive just to verify all functions are working. This is also a newer generation smoker, as we can see. Once satisfied that everything works, we can move on to the cosmetic accessory part installation stage. This is the fun part to me. If you're a modeler like me, you like to spend some time clipping out all these plastic parts, some of which are pre-painted, detailing them a bit, and then press fitting them or gluing them onto the surface of the tank at predetermined, pre-drilled areas. Pioneer equipment. Get a good nipper here. You don't want to use scissors or anything. A good quality nipper will allow you to remove those parts nice and cleanly to minimize cleanup. You can move straight on to installation. As you see here with some of these tow cables or track tow cables, they simply press fit directly in. Shovel, tow cables on the upper hull. It really is simple stuff. Notice in a pinch you can move the turret, you can rotate the turret, just do so sparingly. If you're worried about chipping a tooth in the turret rotation gear, just power the tank on and rotate it electrically. Note that the smoke grenade launchers are handed. The left side can only go on the left side. Make sure that the orientation is correct. I've built so many of these Tiger 1s by now. Notice I have not opened up the manual, but for first timers out there, there is a very clear diagram manual that shows you exactly where all of these pieces go. Now these are vinyl adhesive decals. Do not add water, they're not water slides. I just put one here. I'm probably going to end up repainting this tank anyway, but so far it's looking good. Now the idea is in the 20 or 30 minutes it takes to clip out and install these parts. By then we've charged the battery using the included charger. We're conducting one final function test before we take the tank outside. Now the TK6 series MFCB that drives this tank is proportional, so we can creep along at scale speeds. We can also accelerate at faster non-scale speeds. It's up to you. I like to drive the tank as sort of slow as possible, and from time to time, as we can see, independent suspension on all of those Interlease road wheels, and the tank gets up to speed very quickly. Super fun to drive. fun fact, I'm actually driving while I'm filming this. These tanks are a lot of fun. We get a good look at the 8.8 centimeter cannon that was used by the real Tiger 1. Fearsome weapon, able to one-shot a lot of allied armor beyond their typical engagement distances. So a fearsome weapon, and probably one of the reasons why it's such a popular subject matter, not just in modern games and in static modeling, but also in RC. So I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Tiger 1. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Welcome back into the studio, everyone. After about 8 or 9 batteries, we've been able to put this tank through its paces, and I'm here to give you my final thoughts of it. I've owned 4 Heng Long Tiger 1s now over the years, for the past 12 or 13 years in fact, and I can say that this one is by far the most superior. It advantages itself in 3 key ways. First, Heng Long has done a neat thing where they've now adjusted the mold so we have a very convenient location for the on-off switch. No longer do we need to invert the tank. To do so, we can power it up from there. Also like how they made this second hatch openable. I'll probably end up putting a onboard charging or some sort of feature there. I like that they've given the modelers out there, such as myself, something to do and to play with. The second advantage is the TK6 series. I've spoken of it in videos past, but suffice to say, all iterations of Heng Long's previous MFCBs, their control boards, are obsolete. I can't in good faith recommend anyone spend their money on those. They're just not worth it. The TK6 series laps them and then some in terms of programmability, upgrade potential, overall driving smoothness, being able to reduce the recoil and program different levels, even dial in expo or sensitivity for how the tank turns. All of those things are just, they really make, again, Heng Long's previous iterations obsolete. So I'm happy to see that they're continuing to innovate, even though they've been around for so long. Now, the third advantage of the Tiger 1, other than the things that I've just mentioned, are going to be the fact that the Tiger 1 throughout history in the RC world and in the static modeling world is one of those subject matters that everyone seems to gravitate to. Where that really helps is when we discuss cosmetic accessories, upgrade parts. The aftermarket crowd, if you will, can really provide anything you can imagine for this tank. If you want to go metal on the bottom, metal here, metal hull, metal everything, there are kits available where that can happen. If you want to just add, for example, photo etched intake screens here on the back, for a few dollars you can get those. If you want a recoil set for the main gun, if you want a new corrected mantlet or whatever, whatever you'd like, the industry and the aftermarket crowd has sort of responded, and the Heng Long Tiger 1 can take advantage of that market. Sort of neat if you're the type of person like me who's going to want to customize, personalize, accurize these models. Now, of course, no tank is perfect. What holds the Tiger 1 back, in as much as it does have these really wide tracks, which are great for driving on softer surfaces like grass, certainly better than a Panzer IV or a Sherman with their tracks half as wide, is these interleaved road wheels. Like the real tank, they're difficult to service if needed, and very easy to accumulate crud inside of them. So I like to pull down the track just a bit before I run and verify that they're all spinning freely. If they're not, you'll need to service them. One bolt here, sort of twist the wheel to access the bolt here on those suspension arms. It is nice to see, however, that the suspension arms are metal, so that is a plus. The second thing I think is no secret for the Heng Long 1/16 scale Tiger 1, in that there were some tweaks made to make it RCable in terms of the proportions for the main barrel here were cheated a bit to fit the 6mm airsoft BB firing system, the aforementioned commander's cupola, the pistol port. If these are things that you don't know what I'm talking about and they don't bother you, I can recommend the Tiger 1. If you're the modeler out there who wants to make some tweaks, again, I see you, and I think it's a short list and easy enough to remedy. But that's what I think about Heng Long's Tiger 1 overall. Excellent driver, brought into the modern era with the TK6 series, added convenience and sort of user friendliness with these hatches, and an excellent base for customization. While it isn't perfect, it is a high recommendation for me for someone wanting to get into the RC tanking world with a very popular subject matter, a near limitless upgrade path, and overall driving fun. Let me know in the comments what you think. Engage us, critique, like, share, subscribe, and all the fun things. And until the next video, thanks for watching.